Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zine Team stream, BAAR Crawl, Episode 4, Into the Harbor. Or maybe I should yell it more. How do...
It's all
caps.
Into the harbor.
Harbor. On my episode notes, it's in all caps. You can't read
yes.
Into the harbor.
Okay. So, last time, our fair four adventurers, Vinnie, Mote, Nella, and Storm, parted ways with Strike Team Beta as they went to go fight a dragon, which they successfully defeated. The party then went into the Wizard's Tower, who had orchestrated all this, the most dangerous game, Adventures, and they fought two wizards, some gnolls. They found a baby hippogriff named Cheapers. And they walked back to the shore, and they saw a boat, a submarine, come from underwater, land. A Triton told them, after definitely knowing who Storm of Stars was, on sight alone, he really nailed it. It's his first time on the surface world. His deepest apologies. You guys were led onto a submarine with the information that Storm of Stars, I don't want to say lost, star-crossed merfolk paramour.
Definitely star-crossed.
Yeah, we always knew that cats didn't like water, but who knew that water didn't like cats?
And that is where we'll pick back up. You guys walk onto the boat. The plank goes back up, and Carric kind of gestures forward, and you can feel the boat unbeach itself and head back into the water. And you can feel yourselves going down, and you can see along the side, about every 5 feet, there's a small porthole that you can see blue rushing past it. Occasional fish, some seaweed, a shark.
Okay.
So is this pretty much like a submarine situation?
Yes.
How big is said submarine, would you say?
I would say, unlike a traditional submarine as we would think of it, this is pretty roomy. It's about 20 feet across, and you can see it's a lot like a regular boat. Like you're kind of in the hold of the boat. It's got a decent width to it. There's some stairs going up and kind of along the side, some hallways going towards the front of the ship. But it's not claustrophobic. You wouldn't, I mean, depending on how you feel about boats. I know Nella was not crazy about the first boat you guys were on. So,
I think as long as there's no movement, like waves, I think Nella will be fine.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother of a ride because they're kind of, it seems like they have better control over it.
I don't know if I can brew like an anti-nausea potion, if that's a thing, but if so, I will do that.
Make some sort of Dramamine patch.
Do you have an herbalist? Do you have an herbalist kit?
I have an herbalist kit, and I also have alchemists. I got herbalism to help with my alchemy. I didn't take any language proficiencies. It's all tools.
You might have herbs that will settle stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
like peppermint?
I could make an alchemist or an herbalist. Which one would that be?
Make an herbalist.
Alchemist.
Yeah, either one. Both
I'll make alchemists because I get a much better bonus for that.
Okay.
That's a 16 for alchemists.
You know the right kind of essential oils and herb to crush up. And you give it to Nella, and if you your stomach is settled.
It's a little tablet, and it comes in a little package that says Fedorol.
It's a real shame Vinnie can't stay.
I guess Mote's biggest question would be, so at first she's really like fascinated by all of this because it's all like really super brand new to her. Like and of course, like new cultural things just make her like super super excited. But then I guess her biggest like observation would be like, how still is the air in here?
Like, is there any kind of cross breeze? Is that like it's
Like, does it feel like super stuffy in here?
it's a little stuffy. You'd say the air is stale.
So that might start to kind of get to her a little
Okay.
bit. She might you might notice her kind of getting a little bit like quiet, more so than usual, and like maybe like playing with her beads a little bit, or like muttering to herself, kind of like little prayers and stuff to Akadi.
Yeah. So Carric will kind of gesture and he says, "Exalted guests, this is so wonderful. This is the legendary Storm of Stars. I'm such a fan. And his friends are also important. This is going to be great. The king is going to be so happy. I did it. I didn't mess up for once. Carric did it.
Great job.
Thank you.
You did it.
Carrot.
Carric, you did indeed. So am I to understand that you're familiar with my music?
We have heard many tales of you and your wonderful songs. Testadora has told many impressive feats that you have done. We have heard you adventures with Hestard of Greenhilly. You defeated devils with her. You stopped the giant menace in Mirabar. You've defeated some sort of devil orphanage near Bryn Shandar. Just wonderful tales of your daring and excess.
Would we know any of these tales, maybe?
Sure, you can make a history check.
Oh, it's, I guess, raw intelligence for me. Now, would that also... Okay, no, I don't. I got a 7.
You know for
I got a
sure.
15.
I rolled an insight check.
Okay.
I got a 23
Cool.
for history.
Okay. Nella and Mote, and then Storm, you're making an insight check?
Yeah, 14.
Okay, 14.
I just want to see, is he, I mean, he doesn't know me.
While you know you didn't do this stuff, he seems to think you
Right.
did. He is being sincere.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. Well, I will play along.
Okay.
Smile and nod, and say those certainly are wonderful tales.
Mote and Nella. Storm of Stars did not travel with Hester of Greenhilly. The Tillers were her adventuring party, and they did have a bard associate. It's not Storm of Stars.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'd like to use message to each of my companions to say, just play along, see what. Each in turn, as we sort of go on, just like, hey, by the way, Mo, stuff you said I didn't do it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That was me. Vinnie, sounds impressive, but be on your guard. I didn't do any of that stuff.
Sounds like something I would do, but I didn't.
But I did. It wasn't me. No, not yet.
I mean, one of my party members did kill a wizard in like 6 seconds, so I'm more inclined to believe this stuff than I think other members of the party are, because I'm still impressed by that.
The other two events, Mote, you're not familiar with. Nella, you have heard, specifically there was a giant attack on Mirabar not too long ago, but it seems to be handled by a group which has been variously known as Thrives in Chaos, the She-Wolves, Broadswords and Shields, and the Big Time Broads. They're having some branding issues. But, again, not Storm of Stars.
Big Time Bras doesn't sound like an adventuring party.
Look. They weren't big time. It's my... Don't worry about it. It's fine. Okay. So Carric will say, I can take you on a tour of the ship. I can show you to your quarters. You can't go above deck, but I could take you on a tour of the ship or show you your quarters. I guess those are your two options.
Vinny is absolutely ecstatic at the idea of a tour of the ship because this immensely magical structure is just, it's like Christmas for him. He's just so excited to see how it works because this is his profession, basically.
Is this place like utilitarian / military, or is it more like commercial looking, or is it more sort of diplomatic looking?
You would say it's diplomatic. To make a reference, Timothy would understand, but Storm wouldn't. It kind of reminds you of Queen Amidala's spaceship from episode 1. Like, it's very shiny and kind of sterile on the inside. Like, you would say this hasn't seen much actual action.
Mm. Well, it is his first time on the surface, so.
Right.
I remember my first time on the surface.
So do I. Yeah, we Tabaxi have great memories.
I guess why not both?
Okay.
Why not a tour and a quarters showing?
He'll say, this is the rear lounge.
Vinny will
Classy.
at basically every opportunity ask a bunch of incredibly detailed, magically oriented questions that he may or may not actually know the answer to about almost every aspect of the ship, to the point where it's actually starting to hold up the tour a bit.
Carric will nod and say, questions at the end of the tour. And clearly he just doesn't know the answers, so he'll push you off on the captain or something.
And how does it seem it's being operated? Is it purely a magical thing, or are there mechanics involved?
It seems mostly magical. You don't hear the grinding of wheels, or you didn't see any kind of paddle boat stuff on the outside, so it seems, you'd say magical.
That if there was the grinding of wheels, though, it'd be going even faster.
So he'll say, upstairs is the bridge. We'll go there in a second. And he'll kind of walk around the stairs, and he'll say, I guess this is just the front lounge, but there is a cafe. And he'll point to a cafe, like a little nice bar area that has a Triton with a like big poofy chef's hat and like an omelet station ready for you guys if you want anything. And a couple different, like, it looks like they have alcohol on tap, a couple kegs, some wine bottles. And he'll say, if we go back upstairs, so he'll go to back up the stairs, he'll kind of gesture and say, that's where the captain and first mate are, the navigator. And you can see through like a saloon style door, kind of. There are 3 Triton poring over maps and kind of pointing, and it seems like steering the ship. And he says, and guest quarters are this way. And he'll kind of turn back down the hallway and point to 4 different rooms that are all elegantly appointed, a little sparse, but the bed and there's a chair in each one are very nice. There's a little nightstand, and each one has like a bioluminescent like lichen kind of stuck above the nightstand.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, and these are your quarters. Please make yourselves at home. I will be available if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns. There is a turn down service provided by me. And I'm really here to serve all of your needs and requirements. I've been Carric. And he'll kind of bow and start to walk away. Nella, would you like to
before
say
you go, Just one question.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you hear all these stories about our storm of stars here?
Well, Chessadora is a beautiful singer and storyteller. She told us all about these legendary deeds when she last visited our taverns.
And all of it came from her?
I believe so.
No secondary sources for this?
We did not peer review her, no. What do you say?
Ballads are rarely reviewed. Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
I, for one, find ballads to be a perfect source of historical information. For instance, did you know that Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, and now he is dead?
He'll take
I don't think he knows what guns are.
He'll take out like a little piece of stone and chisel something in it. And just kind of nod at it and put it back in his robe pocket.
After he leaves, I'll turn to the rest of the party and say, that is actually true. She's doing time right now, actually.
Oh, so you're not just a follower.
I don't tell very good stories.
Okay, so Carric is leaving?
Carric is leaving, unless you would like to... He will wait and see if you have any questions or anything, but then he's going to go downstairs.
I don't think so at this point. Do we want to gather and chat, or do we want to split?
We should probably chat about the fact that people are making up lies about you.
Yeah, it's very strange. Well, I mean...
I would not call them lies. I believe they are creative embellishments.
That's true. I mean, if these things are being attributed to me, it makes me... if Testadura is involved, I mean, it could be for any number of reasons. And better plumbed, best understood when perhaps we're in her company.
Yeah.
What's the vibe of the other Tritons?
Kind of, they seemed like they were all business, but they seem like they are... It feels like to you that there is an importance to this mission. Like, they are taking it very seriously, that you guys get there safe.
Okay.
My worry is that if they believe that you are some kind of tremendous hero, that they are going to foist upon you a task for which none of us are adequately prepared or skilled to deal with. And that may lead to us getting eaten by some sort of, kraken, just hypothetically.
Mote will chime in and say, I think it's pronounced Kraken, not Kraken.
Yeah, that's what I said, kraken. Like what's cracking?
Pronunciation is important.
It is. Imagine
you making fun of my accent.
Not now.
Not currently.
Yeah. So, what was I about to say before the Kraken thing? What did you say just before that?
That we might be getting involved in something that is too big for our
they
britches.
might attribute us a task.
I remember. Think of the adventure. Think of the place we're going to have been on the sea.
I do understand this, but you see, most of my previous adventures have been on land, usually in the city streets of some kind.
And I.
Yeah, and there's also lots of air, which I think we all pretty much need to breathe, and we're going to a place with no air. So
well, actually, I'm...
When Nella mentions no air, Mote kind of is like...
No.
I'm going to sort of roll my eyes.
If you would like to wear my ring, you may.
It's not the breathing part that bothers me.
You let me know.
My
if there's anything I
goddess,
can do.
she is quite associated with the wind and being free.
Currents underwater are very much like currents in the air. Perhaps you can find a kindred piece.
Can I nature check that?
That's a good.
It's not inaccurate.
Hang on, we gotta Google currents now.
I've heard of this sage.
Much better than that
Mote
loser Bing.
Bing.
Mote will
Too
feel
much
very
about
touched
the
by what
Christmas song.
Storm has said and kind of like, you're right, and she'll kind of start to like calm down a bit.
And even as you're saying, like, you're right, like, you can see out, like, one of the port windows, you see some manta rays swim by, and you can immediately see it looks like they're flying. Like, it's not that different, you and I, Ocean.
She starts to get like renewed excitement and like, ooh.
So, do we have some downtime here? I guess just during the transport?
Yeah, so Carric would have mentioned that it's going to take some time, so you can probably get a long rest in.
Oh, great.
Why not a long rest?
Why not a long
See,
rest?
what I was asking, the reason I was asking is because I've got all these books to read, and I've got potentially some more potions of water breathing that we might want to brew.
Okay. You're going to have about total 10 hours of downtime. You'll have to spend 6 of it sleeping to get a long rest. So you'll have 4 hours. You can either make attempt to make one potion of water breathing, or get pretty far into one of the books.
I will try and see if I can get deep into the book, whatever book. I don't know if you have anything written for those, but
let's see.
One of the ones on, I believe I took the ones on alchemy and basically Magitech.
Yes. So if you read one of the alchemy books, it mentions some interesting new cutting edge brewing techniques. You think the next time you make a potion, if you implement some of these, the DC will be much lower.
Okay.
That's great.
Knowledge truly is the greatest weapon. Can blow stuff up with it.
Exactly. And going under the sea.
Would anyone else like to do anything during the 10 hours of downtime? I'm assuming everyone's going to rest, but...
Yeah, I would rest, but I also like to make try to make a little like baby Bjorn for cheapers. It's like it's like a little basket we can like stick in a pack, so that way you can stay out of she can stay out of danger while we're fighting and stuff.
Okay, yeah. You can put together something that you can like stick on the top of your quiver and the back of your backpack, and it's not big. She's gonna probably outgrow it at some point, but yeah, you get a little basket made.
Yeah, Storm will go to the Triton chef in search of some suitable food for cheapers. I imagine hippogriffs eat like raw meat and stuff, right? They're carnivorous.
Yeah, I think hippogriffs would be, because they're half
They're
eagle. They're the front half of an eagle.
They're all predator.
Yeah.
They're part eagle, part lion, right? So.
Oh, they're part eagle, part horse?
Oh, hippogriff, right?
Should I nature check
hippo,
that?
right? Horse.
I can.
Yeah, no, you're good. It's a the front half of an eagle. So he has some raw fish that he can give to you.
Okay, great. I'll get some. Thank him very kindly. Offer him a coin.
He will gesture to his little tip jar, and he will thank you profusely.
I'll drop it in this jar.
Thank you.
Incline my head and purr, walking back. A spring in my step.
Okay.
Bringing raw meat to my nephew, Hippogriff.
Mote will probably spend most of the time in the like big lounge area. Probably mostly playing with cheapers or looking out the window, taking notes, or talking with the chef, trying to like ask him about his culture and like maybe his language, like starting to like try and learn it a little bit if he has another language.
Okay. Yeah, he speaks Aquan in addition to Common. So you can start to pick up a little
I speak Aquan. I can help you. Mote. If you'd like to learn some of this, I can teach you basic phrases, and I'm sure we can get some time done. We only need to rest for 6 hours. We can spend the rest of the time going over some stuff. Things I learned from Testadura.
Mote would love that. She takes out her leather journal excitedly.
Great. Yeah, so go over it. The do's and don'ts I've heard of, in particular in terms of phrase. Various
customs.
The liquidy aspect of the language group. Primordial language group.
Yeah, please, thank you. Where's the bathroom? And close. You don't know open yet, but close.
Close.
Okay. So, yeah, cool. After you guys take your naps, you get some reading done, you build a little baby Bjorn, you learn some Aquan, you teach some Aquan. Carric reappears, and he seems nervous, and he says, "We are close, and there is something I should say. I hope thou shalt not be cross with me, but I may have exaggerated one thing in particular, and in specific. Testadora is not in the city of Saris right now, and she does not need aid in specific, but her people do need aid, and, I mean, what is that if not the greatest cause?" And he'll kind of start to back up, like, "Please don't be mad at me." She's spoken so highly of you. We need heroes. All of ours were hurt when a castle fell and destroyed part of our city.
Well, what castle?
It fell from the surface world. I don't know what you people do up there, but it's not polite to drop castles into the ocean.
I think that was the next floor up, so to speak.
There were many impolite surface dwellers. Last I checked. So that may line up. Impression. Certainly, the name of Testadura, her fine. To whom shall we report?
I did not lie when I did say she has spoken highly of you, and she was here recently. And we just know you're such heroes. But the king himself would like to see you, King Kosel the Great.
Kosel. Okay. History check. 13. Plus, I think nothing. It's just I get a little bardic stuff with this.
Yeah, you get like half your proficiency.
Actually, I've trained actually.
Oh, okay.
So actually.
Okay. Yeah. You have heard through your various time in the ocean and talking with Testador herself that King Kosel the Great is indeed a pretty great guy. He's a good king. He's been king for... Merfolk live a long time. He's been king for 100 years or so now. His son, Prince Kosel the Lesser, earns that name.
They really accurately name people down here.
They're into it.
Right.
I don't put much stock in royalty. They're all a bunch of schmucks.
All right. Well, fantastic. Should we prepare anything in advance?
He says, I do think I know what the king will ask you. And as I said, our heroes, the Knights of Saris, were injured when their training facility was crushed. There is a trial coming up, a trial of skill, cunning, bravery, strength, and agility against the dreadful Sea Devils, and I do think he will ask you to assist if you can and are able to. I mean, we would not impose on your very important time, but it would be an honor for the king to meet you, and there would at least be a ceremony before we take you back to the surface if you do not want to face the Sea Devils.
Oh, you mean Sahajin?
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed.
Thought they meant like actual sea devils.
He will nod his head and say yes.
They're not,
But they're not.
far from
They're not
it.
fiends. No.
I mean, no, they're not fiendish, but they're certainly devilish. Very well, we are at your this.
Um,
Are they acid resistant?
Carric will think for a second and say, "No, I don't think so."
Can I nature check that?
Sure.
That is a 22. Damn.
They are not acid resistant, and they look like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now
They're monstery fishmen.
would that 22 give me any other knowledge about their sort of weaknesses or social structure?
They have no specific weaknesses, although you do think fire probably won't work well because they live underwater. But only while they're underwater, just because they're underwater. They
You think fire would work well? I'm sorry, you
would not. No.
Okay,
No good.
You cut off a little bit for me.
They are a lawful evil society that is pretty regimented, and they worship a shark god named
Named Leviathan.
Sikola. And they are a lot like gnolls, you would say. They are into hunting. The strong survive. If you don't, it's your fault. You were too weak. They're very shark-like in that mentality.
Yeah.
Water gnolls.
And there are different tiers of. They get bigger as they get older.
Exactly.
Like
yes.
grow arms and stuff like that.
Some of them are born with 4 arms, and
Right.
normally they kill mutants, any mutation, except for the 4-armed ones. And yeah, they continue to grow as they get older. So an exceptionally old one, the normal average adult Sahagin are, 6 or 7 feet tall. If they continue to age, they can be 9-10 feet tall and incredibly broad.
Oh, they don't start to like hunch over.
They just keep getting bigger.
Oh, like mountain trolls.
I guess.
Right.
Keep getting bigger.
Okay.
So what kind of trial is this? Mote will ask. Like, are we talking a contest, or are we talking like we're gonna go and beat them up kind of a trial?
No, it is a contest.
Mote's very interested in this. She takes notes.
We have been assured it is very popular on the surface world. I think you will all fit right in.
Excellent.
Vinnie doesn't know what the contest is yet, but he's already thinking of ways to cheat.
So is this something that happens every year, or so many years, or?
He will say it happens every 4 years. We have a trial against the Sea Devils.
Ah, like the Olympics.
Well, that's a more civilized form of warfare.
but he will say, he'll kind of look out the window, and you can see, it seems like you're going up, then down. It seems like you've kind of gone into an undersea crater. And looking out the window to your left or right, you can see large structures made of kelp and coral. It looks like they're farming the kelp, but also they're using it to keep livestock in pens. You would describe the architecture as very Greek or Japanese. It's a lot of open pagodas and open kind of Colosseum-y looking buildings.
Right.
And yeah, it's made of stone or coral. And Carric will say, "Oh, we are here. We are here. The king will be so pleased."
Before we leave, I'd like to take a sample of that bioluminescent lichen that was in our rooms.
Sure. Cut off a little bit, put it in a jar, stick it in your pocket. Okay. He will say, "Do I look okay? Do I look okay?"
Yeah, your scales are looking particularly slimy today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He'll start to walk towards the plank where you guys came in, and then he was like, "Oh wait," and he'll walk up to each of you. Who has cheapers? That's my first question.
I mean, I made the baby Bjorn, but
Yeah.
let mom take her for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take her.
So Vinnie, he walks up to you, and he kind of draws his finger like from your shoulder to your shoulder, and a bubble appears above your head.
I have a hat that does that. You don't need to. Okay, then.
Does it let you talk? Because this will let you talk underwater too.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's literally the same exact. You know what? Thank you very much, sir.
Nella,
And I'll put the hat on Cheapers.
Okay.
I think
Mote will push that off immediately.
It's going to be too big for the poor little hippogriff.
Like Vinnie goes to like try and put it on, and she just.
Fine then.
Nella, same thing. Storm, same thing. Mote, he kind of waits for Cheapers to kind of sit on your shoulder and does it. And yours is a little bigger, and Cheapers just kind of starts flying around your head in the bubble.
Can fly already? Cheapers
That's
can
flapping.
fly already? Oh, okay.
Not for a long time. It's like if you ever seen Disney's Hercules, it's like the Pegasus baby in that. It can kind of flutter and kind of hop around more than it can sustain fly yet.
Sure.
Mote is ecstatic.
Yeah. Start tossing pieces of raw fish towards it. Try and catch it.
Mote will like move towards it so that Cheapers doesn't go out of the bubble.
Right. I'll toss it into the bubble for mine.
I'll keep the hat on just in case.
It's not. He didn't say how long this thing lasts. So, I might want to keep those potions ready. But,
Right.
Just in case.
Could be revoked at any time.
He will say, okay. We've got the whole court here. They'll introduce themselves, or the king will. It's going to be very exciting. This is my first time in court. Okay. Carric, you can do this. You can do this.
Carric,
Yes.
may I ask, how did you come by your position?
Oh, the king is my uncle. Some say nepotism. I earned this job.
I'm sure you did.
It's okay. I'm also a beneficiary of nepotism.
It's not all bad. I'm qualified. Mostly.
Nepotism is not all bad, right? Good. Excellent.
Okay. The plank will lower again, and he will take a few steps out and kind of bow deeply and gesture to you, and you can see the plank is now flanked. The plank is flanked by merfolk soldiers holding spears, and they'll kind of cross the spears in front of you. And as you start to, if you start to approach, they uncross them as you get closer. And you can see in front of you, again, a bunch more of those bioluminescent fish in this beautiful pink coral throne room, unlike anything any of you, except for probably Storm, have seen anything like before. And sitting, kind of floating on top of a giant clamshell throne, is a merfolk with a crown. Sitting to his right is a merfolk woman with a crown. Kind of lower than them is a you would say an older merfolk woman, again with a crown. And then various nicely dressed merfolk kind of flank them and are on lower daises. Carric announces, the dearest court of the city of Ceres, I present the legendary Storm of Stars and friends, Mote, Vincent, and Nella of the surface world. And he'll kind of gesture at you guys.
I will doff my cap, bow deeply, and begin to... I will say, hail, well met, good king, sorry, Kozel, great king Kozel, Carric, your faithful ambassador, has delivered us to your domain and heartily await further information from your royal tongue.
He will say in Aquan.
Oh, sorry. I'll say the mine in Aquan.
Okay, sure. No, it would have been... Sorry. He actually doesn't expect you to speak Aquan. He seems a little taken aback, but then he says, of course, the legendary Storm of Stars speaks our tongue. Wonderful. You are honored guests.
Thank you.
And then he will speak in common to the rest of you. I can think of no greater honor to this court, and nothing quite so exciting has happened in a long time. And kind of all the other royals will kind of laugh. Like that, like that rich person laugh. They clutch their pearls. It's all chin.
So much nice stuff to steal.
And he will say, it brings us such pleasure and such joy that you are here to help in the trial to defeat the Sea Devils. It's our year to host the trial, so they are the visiting detachment.
They're the away team.
They're the away team, and you were familiar with these trials. Excellent. A trial of skill, cunning, bravery, strength, and agility. I've been assured it's very popular on the surface world. Come. We have hors d'oeuvres. And some merfolk in, tuxedo tops kind of start floating by with a little tray of bacon wrapped scallops.
We're completely underwater.
Yes.
Air bubble.
But the air bubbles are...
We're all wet.
You are getting kind of wet.
Right. Well, water, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
gross.
Great. Well, I'm gonna... So, are we sort of in cocktail party mode?
Yes, and the all of the people who aren't the king and queen kind of float down and start to mill about. The queen seems to kind of, after a while talking to the king, get up, kind of float to the older woman and talk to her. And after 5 or so minutes, the king gets up and even starts to mingle amongst the other royalty. And it seems like people have come in from outside maybe to just get a look at the legendary Storm of Stars and the new heroes, or Knights of Ceres. Wonderful.
Knights.
The new Knights of Ceres. Yes? New Knights of Ceres?
New Knights of Ceres, yes.
All right, but I ain't consenting to no go to chivalry.
Uh,
I'll go try to mingle too and see if I can find out what this trial is about.
historically, right.
Yeah, but there are events to do. Hopefully something with arrows involved.
Absolutely. Underwater events.
Is there an underwater boxing competition?
Nella, would you like to try and mingle and make
Yes,
friends?
please.
Yeah. Give me a persuasion check, please. I know that's your best stat.
It actually is.
I will aid
I
her
actually have
with
proficiency
my...
in it. Oh, okay. That's a 9.
I was gonna offer to aid her because I also want to know about the events.
Sure.
Oh,
Nella,
okay.
make it with advantage. So
Okay. Oh, that's better. 15.
okay. You hear a lot of, it's a trial of skill, cunning, bravery, strength, and agility. We've been assured it's very popular in the surface world. But then you hear someone call it goat ball.
Goat ball?
Goat ball.
Goat.
Like a ball made out of goats?
Andrew, are you going to make us play blitzball?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Goat ball. Yeah, so Storm is mingling. I want to sort of try and connect with the king and queen and the queen mother.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly that.
Yeah, to just engage, say hello, and get the skinny on what's happening at the corner. There's so much to learn, so much news to share information.
So as soon as you walk up to them, the king and queen kind of address you, and the queen mother immediately kind of hooks her arm around yours, and is just immediately cooing over you because you were the most handsome person she has ever seen, and kind of like you're her date now.
Okay.
And the queen is like, mother, show some decorum. But is there anything specifically you'd like to ask them, or just kind of general stuff?
Just how are you tonight? Great Majesty. How is your disposition?
He will say, much better now that we know you are here to defeat the dreaded sea devils. It brings my heart such joy and warmth to see the legendary Storm of Stars in person, willing to help my humble court.
Well, absolutely. Indeed, I suppose. This trial, is this an annual thing, a regular occurrence?
He says it is regular. It happens every 4 years.
Every
4 years.
I see, every 4 years. Okay. And the other team is here, and this disaster happened where a castle fire.
Terrible. The Knights of Ceres were in the training facility, including my own son, Kosel the Lesser. And they were struck by falling debris, and they have been they've had ACL surgery, I believe it's called. It's season ending, I've been told.
Oh, terrible. Well, okay.
Do I hear any of this?
No, because you're helping Nella mingle
Right,
over
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Is Kosel is your son here?
He will say, sadly, he could not come to this event. He is rather embarrassed by the whole ordeal.
Oh, it's unfortunate. I was under the impression that perhaps he might not have intended because he was injured.
Well, there is also that, but he does not like for people to see him in his condition. He can move about, but he finds it embarrassing for one of his station to be seen as such.
That's unfortunate. Well, and the rest of the team, they're all right? They're healing?
They are healing. I've been told they will make a full recovery.
And how recent was this?
He will say, no, not but 2 days ago.
And when did your embassy come out in search of us?
I sent Carric away not 15 days ago. He every message we have he sent during that time talked of how hard you were to find. You are a difficult man to find, Storm of Stars, I've been assured.
Yeah. I'm glad he was able to find. It's fantastic. I would sing Testadura's name on the bow of every ship at night. Testadura, Testadura, Dura, Dura, where are you? And perhaps the fish heard and the fish spoke.
He will say, there were nights when your songs would carry even to these walls. They were beautiful.
Kind. Thank you. Taking my friends and I in, we were actually to investigate a castle that had fallen in the sea because we had heard tell of it. And now it seems doubly fortuitous that we are here.
It truly is a miracle. Blessed by Iadro. This is wonderful.
Indeed, indeed. Is the site of the castle nearby?
It is not far. No, it is not far.
Would it be possible to investigate the site tomorrow?
Yes, the trial is in the morning, but we could go after that if that's acceptable.
All right, certainly. Just perhaps tie up loose ends on our end for our original purpose in heading out. Wizard sent us.
He will say, can he retrieve his castle? Because it would be most appreciated.
I will inquire.
Well, hope he can. And he'll kind of gesture over to what you assume might be the head of the guard, and he'll kind of say to him in Aquan, essentially, tomorrow after the trial, we're going to have to take the new Knights of Ceres to look at the castle.
Okay.
Vinnie is basically going to spend the next couple hours in like a training montage because he thinks he's basically going to the Olympics.
Okay. Mote, would you like to do anything during this time?
During this time, Mote will just be kind of like floating around from group to group, kind of just like listening in on various conversations. Sure. But I imagine her robes are kind of like everywhere in the water. So it's not like she's being very like, and she's very large. So like, I imagine
so like a jellyfish.
Yeah, she's not very like sneaky about it or anything, but just kind of like listening in on this conversation, trying to take some notes in her little bubble, and then like maybe feeding Cheapers some scallops.
Are you trying to get like the piece of paper in your hand?
Yeah.
Like, I got it. Yeah, it's not really working.
She's trying to pick up some more like Aquan and some customs and
Yeah, every time you take the notepad out, it just starts, the ink starts, and you're like, oh, okay. So you kind of have to just keep it like here. I got it.
Like a violin.
Yeah.
Cheapers is trying to like eat it.
Yeah. He's like nipping at the end of her quill. Or she.
Okay.
She's trying her hardest.
She's doing her best. It's all anyone can ask for. Okay.
She might kind of like be behind people, like mimicking their movements or like mouthing like what they're saying.
Okay. You see a couple dukes have to like pull their robes off your face.
Yeah. She's really just getting in the way more than anything.
Just floating around. Like drift balloon. Just the saddest. Okay.
Like Jellison.
Yeah, so there's some dancing at some point. There is a feast held in your honor. It's a lot of seafood. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Hope you guys like fish and shellfish.
But is it all? It's all raw, right?
No, it is.
Or
It
does
actually is cooked.
How?
They have underwater volcanoes.
It's a lot of
That's
steamed
true.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of sous videing.
There's small pools of acid that spring up on the
Mhm.
floor too.
But yeah, it's
At least in our world.
there's some charbroiling, perhaps from a volcano. There is a lot of also sushi, like sushi grade tuna and all that stuff. Like, so you got your pick. If you don't like fish, you're in trouble. It's a lot of seaweed other than that, but
Storm's in heaven. He's just
Sure.
eating up all the fish, and licking his chops. You can if you get near him, you can sort of feel his purring affecting the water around him, vibrating it, because he can't help but purr. And if you catch sight of him, he's like this because he's so happy. His tongue just creeps out of his. The more happier he gets, he's like listening to people talk, and he'll break it to eat or to speak. Generally, his default expression is like, and he's just purring.
The tail's like.
Yeah. If someone mentions his name, it's his tail. Or says something good about one of our group, it's like.
And you do indeed hear people complimenting various. It's not just there's a lot of the legendary Storm of Stars, but they talk about how impressive Mote and her Beast of Burden are.
Yeah, Beast of Burden.
Vinnie's impressive hat span. It's the best hat they've ever seen.
The only hat they've ever seen, most likely.
And just how nice Nella is. Like, no, she's like, they don't usually like surface dwellers, but she's ingratiated herself into the merfolk court quite well.
She's all royal and shit. You're
Right?
wealthy,
Yeah,
right?
Minor noble.
Yeah.
Right. You're
Nella royal and
noble
shit.
family. Yeah. Hard to
That's her title.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
That's-
royal and shit.
Royal and
technical
shit.
term.
It's different between elves and merfolk, but yeah, no, you call back onto your training and you know all the right things to say and all the right dance moves. They think you're great. Because you're also very dexterous, so you probably would be a good dancer. So
Bringing the latest steps from the surface.
Bring the Charleston.
doing
Right.
the moonwalk. They can't do that. It's very impressive to them.
They have no context for it. They just have an magic.
Okay. The party goes on for a while until, slowly the dukes and the duchesses, the counts and the countesses all kind of file out. The queen mother talks about how they're all a bunch of lightweights. She's still dancing.
I hear that.
She'll kind of point at you and take a shot. You don't know where she got the shot from.
She's a magic shot
just-
wrist bandolier. It's like
Yeah, just got it.
I gotta get me one of
blast
those.
disappears. Right.
But the king will
She's
say,
got one of those bras with wine in them.
yeah, camelback.
And a hat with
I don't know where
everything.
she got it, but
all these straws coming from all directions.
So she'll point at the hat
It's like
and point at
Vinnie with
Vinnie
bottles.
and be like, "You got to make this next."
Yeah.
See, I told you, education.
But
Vinny's gonna wake up having invented like 4 different clothing types that you can drink beer from.
a scarf that has beer in it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
So the party kind of winds down. You guys are shown to your room, and this time it's kind of one huge room that has, like, in the corners, like, king-size 4-poster beds for all of you, but you're all in one room and kind of like a little common area in the middle. But the king says that he will, his captain of the guard will come get you in the morning, and show you to the stadium.
Right.
Yeah. Would you guys like to do anything before the night's over? Do you want to keep partying? What would you guys like to do?
Just in case, I would like to make a hangover cure. Do I need to roll for that, or can I just say that?
You get some aspirin and a Bloody Mary ready for you in the morning.
How do y'all feels about this?
Well, it seems a bit. I feel like there's something to learn in this yet. But any cause against the dreaded Sea Devils, Swajin, in earnest. We're certainly being treated well. I honestly think that they were really, frankly, in a tight spot. Their team was injured. They needed a replacement squad. I think that's us.
Yeah, but we're a replacement squad who doesn't know how to play the sport they want us to play.
Look, I'll have you know that I was on the varsity Neverwinter Arcanist Academy football team for 3 years, and I only got kicked off once for trying to poison the opposing team's quarterback. Just once.
Is that the same as goat ball?
Goat ball. Yeah, hey, here's something. Let's pool our collective resources about goat. What do we know about goat?
Yeah, you guys.
What would this be like? History?
History checks. Or
I got a 12.
I
But
don't have
if we're all
history,
doing it together. We're all helping each other, right?
but
Yeah.
I'm pretty smart. Okay, no.
24?
oh,
I don't know.
boy.
I'm good at making history checks
Yeah.
and shooting things with arrows.
Look at the
Oh,
big brain.
can you
Look.
is she gonna make up a list of plays and stuff that we can do?
I was into the goat ball fantasy league.
Goat ball.
My grandfather was junior varsity.
So, Nella, you're kind of thinking about it, and you start to remember. Wait, okay. They said it was popular. It's a Goliath sport, and that's kind of the only people who play it. You essentially, you have, there's like a big misshapen ball made of goat fur. And you all stand on usually stumps or boulders, and you kind of have to jump between the stumps. You can pass the ball, get past the opposing team, and score goals. It's kind of handball-y, but it's like handball meets American Gladiator.
But there's only so many positions.
There's only
You
so
have
many.
to be on a stump.
Exactly.
What? What is characteristic of a game? Is there any sort of melee that erupts between teams? Is this a standard matter of course in vying for these positions?
Is it okay to murder the other players?
It's a Goliath sport, so yes.
Oh, good.
It is very You would describe it as very violent.
Is it mano a mano or weapons allowed?
It depends on the variant. Typically, weapons are not allowed.
Versus Sawajin?
You've never heard of them playing, but yeah, it seems like they'll let you have your implements if you have them. Goliath aren't necessarily the most well-known spellcasters. There certainly are ones among them, but it's usually kind of physical agility and strength, not necessarily weapons.
Okay.
Oh, what a shame, Vinnie says as he cracks his knuckles.
Can I... Our room is large, right? Okay. And
Are we in
we're all-
one big room or are we in separate rooms?
One big room.
Okay.
Was this like a training center before, or it's like a common room in a palace?
It looks like it's kind of a repurposed common room, but it has been refunctioned into a guest suite. So there are beds in the corner, but there's a lot of open floor in the middle, and you could kind of, if you want to make a more open, you can kind of push the furniture to the side, and it'd be a pretty decent sized flat area.
Vinnie is going to basically, I don't know, is there something you can write on around here that won't just immediately disappear in the water?
No.
Damn it. Well, then I'm out of ideas.
Is there like sand? Can I like take an arrow and just like right in the sand?
Yeah, no. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, the ground is sand, so the two of you could write in the sand. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
In that case, Vinnie is basically going to start studying up all he can about Goat Ball, based on the historical knowledge that Nella has, and sort of, I'm assuming, would Nella like to help with? Basically, Vinnie is going to try and come up with like a playbook for Goat Ball.
Okay. I mean, we're gonna be fighting like 8-foot tall, crazy sea devil people.
This ain't a normal playbook. This is a dirty playbook.
Oh,
Because I can virtually guarantee you that these. Sorry, did I roll high enough on my like Sahuagin knowledge check to know that there's probably going to be some cheating that they do?
So lawful evil.
Yeah,
So
they're lawful evil, so
Actually,
you don't think they're gonna cheat. They're gonna be mean. But, it's like the local reference only I would understand. Never mind.
right.
I think
that's why I was like, it's okay to murder people because these guys are going to be jerks about everything. So they're probably going to try to pummel us to death.
I think it would be in our best interest since we are representing the court that we not engage in any cheating-like activities.
Right. No cheating, but lots of violence, and basically everything that you can do and have it still technically be legal.
Basically.
That it, like the same way that a hockey coach is going to try and it will put in a player who's good at checking people. This is basically a playbook that involves violence and brutality in order to win as much as possible. So I don't know if I have to roll for that, but I'm basically trying to strategize in the grand scheme of things. Would you like?
No, if you're just kind of trying to, I don't even know what you would roll for that. You can just, no, you're good. Yeah.
All right.
I got you. We're good. Anybody else want to say or do anything? Contribute to Vinnie's not dirty playbook. Edge of the rules.
Vinny's totally technically legal playbook.
The best kind of legal. Technically legal.
Exactly.
Storm is gonna curl up and sleep.
Okay.
I think get some rest up for the morning.
Before I do that, can Nella go find Carric and see how long this spell lasts that allows him to breathe?
You see Carric is kind of like at the end of the hallway, like, okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, hello, Nella. Hello.
Hi. How long does the spell last that allows me to breathe underwater, good sir?
That will last until you actually go back to the surface. Then it will pop.
Oh,
but as
good
long
to
as
know.
you stay underwater, I've been assured it will last.
Assured?
It's never broken before that I know of.
Alright then. And I'll put my hand on his shoulder and be like, you did good.
Thank you. It's really nice to hear someone say that. There's something in my eye.
Before Storm will curl up for the night, Mote will kind of go over to him and kind of just be like, how are you feeling about all of this?
Well, it's strange. We were brought here saying that my lady love is in need, and it was explained that culture was in need, and she isn't around. I feel like there's more to her. I feel like I must press forward and get through. The Swajin are definitely, if they are indeed what we face, worthy opponents to take down without hesitation. We are organized and treat us as food. They encountered us or anyone valued. So the cause is just. It is strange, and I wonder about Testadura.
Mote will kind of nod and think for a second and then say, well, just know I have your back and I will follow you.
He sticks his
Vinnie
tongue out
will
and starts purring.
Give
And
him a little
he does the cat thing where he puts his forehead on your head.
She'll give him a little
He
scratch.
purrs a little bit. Yeah, exactly. He likes.
I
So-
hate to interrupt, but I would assume that this event is basically a substitution for full-scale war. So if something does happen, we may provoke an international incident and lead to the deaths of thousands. No pressure or anything.
Hence why I said no cheating.
Yeah, but I'm really good at cheating. I just,
Kind of
if
glares
we'll
at
keep
him.
it in our back pocket. I won't do anything funny. All right? And then I'll wink.
Like to anyone in particular, or just like Mote turns it back and like wink, got it. Like we're on the same page. Okay.
I'll wink to the audience.
Okay.
Oh, Deadpool.
Yeah, he's breaking the fourth wall. Okay. You guys all say your goodnights, head to bed. Your various degrees of hungover in the morning, but you kind of hear knocking at your chamber door and the stone dragging across the sand, kind of pushing it in. And the captain of the guard comes in with Carric, and Carric's like, "Oh, this is so exciting! Are the new Knights of Ceres ready?"
Vinny, at this point, has turned his fedora into basically one of those workout headbands. And
Okay.
is like, he's like stretching his arms. He's limbering up. He's like, I was born ready.
I'm picturing like 70s John McEnroe, like just a
Oh,
big, thick head.
No,
man.
for sure.
You rolled up.
Somehow his hair got out as well.
It's real
Even
big.
though it doesn't look like that, really.
You've rolled up your dress pants into short shorts. You are ready to go.
Absolutely.
Mote will ask if there are any uniforms that they could wear and she'll kind of hold up her sleeves.
He will say, arrangements have been made so that you will actually play not in the water, and we do have uniforms.
Are the uniforms armored?
No.
We'll play not water. Is that what you're saying?
They have created a special stadium in consideration of your needs. The Sohagan were very accommodating, oddly enough. They said something about they can beat you guys no matter what. I don't know.
Fortunately, we don't fall for such stunts.
No, not all for such stunts.
What?
Let's see Superman now.
So will this affect the water breathing spells? Or suddenly in an air pocket?
Oh.
Will they reassert once we come out?
He will say, oh, I guess I did say that. He'll say he will be there to recast it when you come back into the water. He'll be
just in case. And I'm going to hand out a potion of water. I'm going to hand out 2 potions of water breathing to Nella and 2 potions of water breathing to Mote.
That's probably a good call. Just in case.
Mark those on your sheet.
Mote, if you want this ring, I did offer. You can have it for the contest, and I'll take it.
I think that you should hold on to it for now.
Okay. He will say, oh, this is so exciting. And he will kind of float down the hallway, and you see the Grand Castle Hall gets a lot thinner, and you can hear just uproarious cheering coming from the end of the hallway. And he will say...
It's all kind of muted in the water.
Yeah, it's kind of... It's weird, but you can definitely still tell it's cheering. But yeah, he'll say there is a locker room at the end of the hallway with your uniforms in it. That is not underwater, and from there on out you will be in a big pocket, much like your air bubble, of air. I will meet you outside the locker room and show you to your side and introduce you. Well, the king will introduce you. It's his honor, but yes. Oh, it's so exciting. I kind of start to kick his little feet and swim to the end of the hall and kind of go into the stadium.
How old is Triton is Carric?
He seems like he's maybe 35.
Okay. He just strikes me as like a kid.
He's
sheltered.
You would say he's acting a little young for his age. Maybe a little immature, but
he's young at heart.
Yeah.
Tritons live longer, so it's fine.
I think they live. I think most non-humans. I always think they live like 150 years that aren't like dwarves or elves.
Goblins don't. Orcs don't live very long.
No, they don't.
It's weird.
No, orcs actually have a shorter lifespan.
Yeah. Like 40 years. That's crazy.
Evil really shortens your lifespan. Vinny's probably going to die when he's like 30.
Triton's lifespans are about 200 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's still pretty young for a Triton.
He's like 17.
Yeah. This is his internship with his uncle.
Right.
Okay. If you guys head into the locker room, you can see kind of there's like those old school changing stalls they used to have at the beach. Like it's just kind of like a circular with like a shower curtain, and hanging in front of each one is a very ornately embroidered tabard that says the Knights of Ceres, and kind of like basketball shorts, essentially.
Is there a number on the back of each one?
There's a number, and each one says Chesterfield, Mote, of Stars, and
stars.
Stars, and on the front of Storms, it has a little C above his number. And then I'm gonna butcher your last name, Nella.
Okay.
Anastasia?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
What numbers are we?
You are 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Great. Awesome.
So,
Okay.
Yeah,
and,
box order
and
1,
it's
2, 3, 4.
Just the uniforms.
Just the uniforms.
Weapons, nothing.
All right,
No weapons, nothing.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on my uniform, and also I'm leaving on the. No wait, my hat's an athletic headband now. I forgot. Never mind. I'm gonna start psyching myself up. Like, come on.
Knocking over the Gatorade thing.
Yeah, basically.
Running your head into the locker and stuff. Vinnie, it's okay.
Okay.
Where should Cheapers go during all of this?
So you have two options. You could leave Cheapers in here. You could leave Cheapers with Carric.
You might be safer with Carric.
Or you could keep him with you. It's just, or her with you. But
Yeah.
How big is she?
not that big.
That's
Like,
what
sorry,
I thought.
yeah, like-
teen little guy, right?
Yeah, like half a loaf of bread.
Right.
Mote will find Carric and be like, if anything happens to this, know that you are already dead.
Nice.
お前は死んでる。
Her life is in your hands, dude.
Protect her with my life. She's very
And I'll
cute.
leave
Ow.
like
Ow.
I'll give Carric a little diaper bag of like just cheaper things.
Awesome.
And this is her favorite toy.
Do you put the baby Bjorn on him too?
Yes.
Awesome.
He's got Cheapers and a clipboard that seems to have your roster on it. It's just 4 names. Okay.
Cheapers is our mascot.
Yeah.
So Carric will kind of point to the distance and give a thumbs up, and you can hear echoing throughout the stadium the king's voice say, we are honored to have in our presence these heroes of the surface world who have taken it upon themselves to represent us in our time of need. And he'll say, please give a warm Ceres welcome to the Knights of Ceres. And everyone will clap and cheer. And the lights start flashing. We're doing the wave.
Right. But when they do the wave, it's different.
It means something.
It means something.
When they do it.
It's like,
Okay. And then, like, the Space Jam theme plays and you guys run out. Yeah. And the audience kind of gets quiet, and you guys are in a huge stadium, by the way. Like, it is just jammed full of merfolk. There's like 50,000 merfolk here, all just freaking out.
this place is lousy with merfolk.
And the king kind of comes back onto the intercom again, or the shell system, whatever it is.
Hey.
Shells.
And he says, and the visiting team. all the way from wherever the hell they're from. The Sea Devils. And the audience is boo.
Oh, the Sea Devils are.
Boo.
Oh.
And then the Mortal Kombat theme starts playing. And
Mortal Kombat.
to Sahagin, like the picture I kind of showed you earlier, these monstrous fishmen kind of walk in, and they're doing that like wrestler move where they're like trying to rile up the audience more. They're like, yeah. Two walk in, and then you hear a bass drum start beating, and a slightly larger Sahagin that, with a drum strapped to her chest, is banging away, follows behind them. And then a much more intricate drum beat kind of starts, and a Sahagin 10 feet tall and just wide as a bus, with 4 arms beating 2 different drums, walks out behind them. And they'll all kind of look at you, and they'll kind of like, what? Like, they do that, like, bro, come at me.
I'd like to make an intimidation check and just kind of
sure.
like just do the scissor eyes and then finger across the throat.
Go ahead.
They're not intimidated. They're not intimidated.
You never know.
The fish person with 4 arms just takes the drums and crushes them in her hands, and then kind of throws them on the ground. Yeah, like just smashes them against her head, and like making dead eye contact with you, Vinnie. And she's like, "Yeah."
Vinny's confidence is like completely evaporated. Are you sure we're not allowed to cheat?
Storm uses message cantrip to say to Vinnie his ear, "Think she loves you."
I feel you're unprepared for this.
And the whole time Storm is like, because he's been wet the whole time, and now he's really focusing on his
Oh, I can help with that.
just
I have prestidigitation, so I'll just try to like
foof.
blow dry you.
Oh, great, awesome. So I'm like super happy now. All right, focus. I'm focused.
Yeah, focus.
Sorry. Distracted. Thank you.
Vinny will bring up some of the plays they went over.
We all focus, and we go for Alpha Strike B.
Yeah.
Right. I'll start running around in circles, crazy stuff, doing flips.
At one point, Mote is supposed to vault over someone. It's really
I
impressive.
don't think they're kind of, one guy's like 10 feet tall. I don't think we're gonna be vaulting over anybody.
So
Storm
how
has
is
a
this
climb
set up?
speed.
We're like opposite ends of a
So yeah,
like
you're
the
like
classic sort of.
yeah, like set up like a soccer field. You see a bunch of pillars that so the way it's set up, you're kind of above, you're on level with the pillars right now. And if you look down, the bubble actually kind of extends around it, and there is water below you. So if you fall off the pillars, you fall back into the ocean. It's not far, and you can just kind of swim back up, and you can climb back up to the pillars. But if you get knocked off, you get knocked off, and you have to get back up onto them.
Okay.
So
And the object of the game
is to get the horrifying goat ball into the other team's goal as many times as possible. And it's just this gross, lumpy ball like that big.
And where is that ball?
That is on the middle platform.
Okay.
And
do
Carric says you have to start on the back 4 platforms. So the
we
way
get to it first, and then get it.
So there's 4 platforms in the back. One of them is in front of a net, so you could kind of play goalkeeper back there. And then there's 3 platforms kind of in front of those. They're all about 5 feet apart. 2 platforms in front of those. 1 big platform that has the ball on it. Then 2 platforms, 3 platforms, 4 platforms, if that makes sense. So hold on, I got a little
So-
drawing.
To you guys, okay, so who here has a bonus to movement speed?
I can double my speed every other.
I can do 1 Misty Step per day. That's
That would-
about it.
Be really useful for a goalie. Actually, it'd be really useful here as well.
Yeah. I mean, I could be goalie, but I don't know. I can do any position.
Okay. Let's see. Do they have a goalie? Just curious.
Yeah, it's the giant one with 4 arms.
Oh, lovely. That's not unfair at all.
It's pronounced keeper in this sport.
So, due to normally ranged,
It's not showing up, is it? There we go.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So that's the center. It's like space.
So, yeah.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
the
that's
idea
great.
is we have to stay on the stump.
Yeah, you have to stay on the stumps.
And how far apart are they?
They're about 5 feet apart. I know my drawing is not
Okay.
very.
All right. No, that's
So,
cool. That's good.
Vinnie will take his position in goal, and kind of be terrified.
How's your dex, Vinny?
It's not great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe somebody more jumpy.
You may
might
want a
wanna-
jumpy person in net.
Yeah, I'm more of a punchy person.
You might be
You
good.
could be defense.
You might be good quarterbacking down the field.
Mhm.
You know,
That's true.
running down the field as a front linebacker.
Throwing it. And,
Have Nella and
I do intend on
Twin
punching a few
quarterbacks
people into
or-
the water.
throwing. It's a projectile, or it has to be.
so game mechanically, if
Is
you-
it an improvised weapon?
No, but so game mechanically, it's going to be strength and dexterity checks.
Right.
Dexterity checks to throw it and catch it. Strength checks to kind of check people and kind of jump and kind of play.
Right.
In Quidditch terms, the bludger.
Right.
So and then dex checks to save.
Okay.
Or to like intercept,
Mhm.
or is that more blocking?
All right.
There's no real sleight of hand ball stealing. Like,
You can do that.
okay,
But
Be hard because the ball's huge.
the ball is big, but so however you want to flavor that. So Vinny can try and grab it and wrestle it from them, or you guys can try and, because I know the 3 of you are more dexterous, you can be
Right.
trying quick and kind of grab it from them. So either way, that one, it just
Okay.
depends on which one you're better at, essentially.
right. I can be at goal or I can be defense or offense, whatever you guys choose. Do you feel comfortable doing?
Nella, how is your strength? 'Cause I know you're a fighter.
It's not terrible. Like, I have proficiency in athletics, but it's still just like a +1 if it's just a basic strength check.
Hmm.
I'll play offense and basically try and keep them off you guys while you go for the goal, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just strength and dexterity checks. There's no spell casting.
If you guys would like, you can cast spells.
I
But
am
does-
going
does
to
that
cast.
Does that open the field for the other side to also do that?
It is, yes.
Right.
So it's
So-
kind of one of those like unwritten rules that, like,
If someone crosses that line,
yeah,
then it's happening. Right.
and
What
no
if
one-
we cast a spell without them realizing it?
You can certainly try.
I just want to point out I do have a spell called Catapult, which might help a little bit.
That's
Maybe
really
save
great.
it towards the end. Keep it in your back pocket.
I
Yeah, if we
will.
really screw up and mess things up, we might need it.
But it's something you can keep doing, right?
I can do it 3 times.
And how far does it go?
A lot.
It'll go the full field.
Okay, so, and is it something that you can shot with? So, Skywalker shooting Warcraft?
It's a far shot.
And it'll be fairly accurate. The goalie will still have a chance to save it, but
Yeah, I think it's a
Right.
reflex save, or a dex
Okay.
save. Anyways,
I will point out that I do have a spell, a bonus action that I can do to kind of move like the wind and can
Mhm.
increase my movement quite a bit, as well as being quite strong and dexterous.
so
So if
Do
you
the-
guys want me up in a more like midfield to attacker position, I would gladly offer that up.
maybe me and Nella go on offense. Storm, you want us to play goalie?
I can, sure.
Is
And
Storm the smallest of us though?
I'm actually kind of tall but big.
I was gonna say I pictured tall and lanky, but
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Tabaxi, he's a little lankier.
I didn't know how big Tabaxi got.
pretty
Yeah,
little
they
tall, little
tend to be
slender.
a little, on average, a little.
Okay.
Anyways, play
You're
ball,
the
play ball.
tallest of all, I think. I think it's probably you and then Vinnie.
Yeah, she's 6'4".
Yeah,
Just saying they got a 10-foot guy in there.
yeah,
with
right.
4 arms.
But that's the goalie,
That's the goalie.
Yeah.
right? Because I can also, and I can also. So maybe we can mix up strategy. But I will
Yeah.
do goalie.
Okay.
I'll do
Yeah, and
goalie.
if you guys find that one position isn't working, it's like soccer. You can kind of
Right. I'm proficient with dex saves.
You
so
can't switch out
that
the
might be
keeper in
good.
soccer.
but
No.
other than that,
But the
Right.
keeper can go out of the box. But anyway, sorry.
and this game doesn't have as defined rules for. You don't have to play with a keeper if you don't want. If you just want to do 4-man press on
I
offense.
do feel like the cat that can pounce on balls might be the best option
Yeah.
for a goalie.
You're not wrong.
And he'll be watching it like.
Yeah.
Anyways, play ball,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, ready to go?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited.
Everyone roll initiative.
Yeah, I knew it. That was coming.
Okay.
I did not roll well. Got it.
14.
9.
Okay.
I've done worse, I guess.
Okay.
Solid 9.
Mote.
I got a nat 1, so that's a total of 4.
I rolled an 8.
Well, you guys.
I mean, it'll be fine. I'm
Yeah.
sure these guys are
Yeah.
big.
She's kind of towards the back. It's fine. She'll react to the situation.
Okay. So, they set up where the two kind of smallest ones are playing offense. It seems the bigger one who had the bass drum is playing midfield, and the one with 4 arms is playing goalie. If you had a guess, the one with 4 arms went first, and she just screams something in Aquan at them, and the other 3 kind of hunkered down.
Does it seem like a?
Sorry?
Does it seem like a spell?
It does not seem like a spell. It's
Okay.
Oh, well, you speak Aquan, so
I
you
do.
just know. You know she screams the equivalent of "Oh, get these fucking guys!"
Mote will say, I think she said she has to pee.
And then the other one will whip a battery at you guys.
A battery?
Yeah, they're from Philly. Don't worry about it.
I knew they were from Philly.
Where'd they
I
get
could
the-
tell from your dialect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Where'd they get the battery from, though?
Battery underwater.
If they throw a battery, I throw a bottle.
I throw salt.
Oh.
Okay. So the other bigger one will kind of goad the other two on, who kind of keep like faking each other out to go grab the goat ball from the middle. And Nella, it's your turn.
Oh, good. Can I go grab the goat ball?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you get a move and you get an action. You can jump and grab it. What would you like to do with it? Do you want to throw it back to Mote or Vinnie? Do you want to hold it? And you can also hold your action until one of your friends gets into position and then try and throw it to them.
Yeah, I think it's on the middle platform.
Yes.
So once I grab it, I'll like hop back and wait to see like who's gonna come up with me.
Okay. Next up is Vinnie.
Vinnie is going to basically take point with his fists out and sort of just do a rah at the two attackers, basically. And basically, I'm going to take point, and I'm going to hold action. If one of them tries to approach me or Nella, I'm going to just try and punch them. And as part of that action, with my Tavern Brawling feat, try and shove them off the platform with that punch.
Okay. Storm.
Okay, I'm going to use one use of Bardic Inspiration to encourage Vinnie.
Okay.
I'm going to say, Glassfist, you can take these, boyo. And he sort of does this strange gesture. And he is sort of going to hold any sort of main action until, I guess a reaction would be the thing. I could still think. I'm just musing aloud. I think that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. I'm just going to ready an action my way.
Okay.
Come on, you jabronis.
So they're all kind of still on the middle platform, I guess. And the enemy people are not really advancing currently.
No, they haven't gotten their turn yet.
Okay. Mote will kind of... Is there, like, space for her to go forward, I guess? Okay, she'll kind of hop forward then and kind of, like... I'm open.
Oh. You want me to throw it to you? Because I'm holding my action.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll throw the ball to Mote.
Okay, so make a longbow attack.
Okay. Oh, that thing I'm good at. 26.
Man.
I rolled a 19.
No, it's awesome. I'm just trying to even think. Like,
it's a perfect spiral.
She takes out her longbow and just like
you don't know how. It's a giant lumpy mess and just beautiful. Right into Mote's breadbasket. Like no effort is even needed, Mote, to catch it. It like lands perfectly. Now, if adventuring doesn't work out, Goat Ball might be in your future.
Because I'm pretty sure this is a round ball, and it still did a perfect spiral.
Yeah. Okay.
It wishes it were.
So, you are on the middle platform, and you just caught the ball. The two Sahagin...
I'm also on the middle platform, holding an action, by the way.
So, Vinnie, the first Sahagin comes up, so you want to try and punch him and knock him off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nice. That is a 21.
Okay.
And I'll roll damage first, I guess.
So, because
Yeah,
you're
that
not
dice
trying to
6 too.
kill him, do you want to roll? I was just gonna. Do you want to roll? You can roll damage. I mean, that's up to you.
I'm worried. I mean, it would be non-lethal damage regardless.
Sure. Okay.
Like basically sporting damage. I don't know. Do I really want to open up this can of worms?
That's what that's like. If you just want to hit him and knock him off, like you can, hit him in such a way where you're pulling your punches, essentially.
Do I get the impression that they're going to be pulling their punches?
You think it is? They would believe it is unsportsmanlike to kill you.
Okay, then I will pull my punch. And do I need to make an athletics check if I just was doing that, or can I?
Yeah, no, you go ahead. Yeah. I figure you're even pulling your punch in such a way that you're not trying to hurt him. You're just trying to knock him. Like
So for in that case, that would be a 21 for my athletics check instead. Then.
It jumps, and mid-jump, you're just like, nope. And just clock it out of the air, and it goes falling down and splashes into the water.
I like to imagine I spike him like a volleyball.
And it starts...
And then I go...
seems to be bellowing something up at you. The other one will go after Mote with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it moves past me, do I get an attack of opportunity?
You've already used your reaction to...
true. I guess that was a hold action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Mote.
Mm-hmm.
A 22 to wrestle the ball from you. You can make a strength check to try and hold on to it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 21.
A 21?
Yeah.
So this is like an opposing strength check, I suppose.
Can I use my reaction to use cutting blade to say, you'll never get one past our moat, and go wah, 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 and go to try and reduce it by. Do you want to roll the dice 6? No?
Oh yeah.
Whoever wants to roll it to reduce their check.
Whoever wants to roll it. Storm, if you wanted to roll it because it's your thing. Sorry.
Okay. Sure, I'll do it. 4 minus 4.
Oh.
So it's a 20. It's an 18.
17.
Right, it was 22.
Yeah, because I added wrong, so it's 21 to 17.
Great.
Okay, then let's do my strength check. Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a 21 strength check.
You hear something about, give me that John, and it's just real trying to grab it. Gonna get a hoagie. It's not. You successfully push it off.
Nice.
She just kind of like elbow checks him.
That's them. Their opposing goalkeeper will just get so mad that you already knocked one of them out, and say, "Get out of the water!"
We're not in the water.
Well, she's talking to the Sahagan who fell.
What I spiked.
She's mad at her team.
Yeah, she's not happy right now. The priestess will... Does she want to do that? Not yet. She will hold an action, and it's Nella's turn.
Okay. So the guy who got knocked in the water, that path's clear, right?
Yes.
So I will move so that I can be closer to the goal and just hop over there and be like, "Hey, I'm here." To the Mote.
Okay. Vinnie.
I'm going to take out the defender for sure. I'm going to just jump, and just try and knock them right down into the water.
Okay. So make
Now
another
she's
attack.
Okay. Or would it be athletics to shove?
Yeah, if you just want to straight shove, yeah, you can make make an athletics check.
Basically a body tackle. Okay, that is a Do I have to use inspiration before or after I know the results?
After you roll it, but before he says it, whether it succeeded or
yeah, I'm pretty loosey goosey with it. So if you want to tell me and read my face, that's fine.
That's a 17. All right. In that case,
Poker
no
face.
inspiration.
You have 10 minutes to use the inspiration. So
Okay.
Either we succeed or die.
I will knock her into the water if I can.
She falls into the water, and the one you kind of jumped past, it's like, what you got, kid? Let's go. That was Vinnie. Mote. I'm sorry, Storm.
Okay. I say, yeah, let's go, team. So who's near the guy who's all with us now? Who just said they were kind of. Two of them are in the water.
Two of them are in the water. And then the other guy is not far from anyone. So Vinnie jumped past him, and then there's the goalie still.
The goalie, and Nella is by the goal, right?
Yeah, I'm the closest.
Nella's hopped close to the goal.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say, let's go now. Let's. I'm gonna give you inspiration because you'll probably be catching that ball.
Yeah.
All right. And I am holding my action. The impressive energy.
Okay. Mote.
Okay. Mote is going to kind of. Will I have to pass by the guy that's up to be able to get closer to the goal?
To get closer to the goal, yes. But you could also pass it to Nella if you can kind of throw it over him, or you can just run past him. You're strong.
Right.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna probably try and run past him.
Okay.
And kind of get closer up to Nella before kind of my idea is to try and kind of fake out the goalie and toss it over to her at the last second kind of thing.
Okay. So you run past the Sahagin. It kind of tries to grab you. Does a 14 hit your armor class?
Oh, that's just my armor class.
So
I have one more reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I could do cutting words one more time. Make it. You want to attack our Mote? No. Reduce his attack by 3.
Okay. He'll kind of as he's swiping at you, Mote. He kind of gets distracted for a second. He's like, "What'd you say about my mother?" And kind of start to. She's a great woman.
Oh yeah, all my razzing. I'm doing an awkward.
Sure. Yeah. No. Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Your mother wears army flippers.
Oh.
So, Mote, you kind of. You know he was hitting you until Storm said something, but you hop past him, and you would like to make. You want to try and juke the goalie before. Yeah. Okay, so make a deception or performance check.
Oh, God. Really?
Yep.
Can I make an intimidation check instead?
Sure. If you're marginally better at that. What, +1 instead of -1?
Instead of -1.
Yeah.
That's better.
Oh, sweet. 19.
Ooh.
Wow.
John.
Yeah, no. You think that might have worked?
Right on.
Okay. Do you wanna then pass the ball to it will be Nella's turn next. So do you want to pass the ball to Nella and have her shoot it?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the idea. It was kind of like fake him out and kind of like swoosh over to her.
Make a longbow attack.
Okay. Oh god, please let this work. Oh, sweet. Okay. 18.
That hits your armor class, right, Nella?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you quickly grab it, and if you have a pretty good shot to the goal, the goaltender's kind of not paying attention to you. You can make a longbow attack with advantage to try and score.
I will make a longbow shot with advantage.
Okay.
Yay. Oh god, thank god. I rolled an 18 and a 2.
Oh no.
Ooh.
So 18 plus 7.
Oh my gosh.
It's a 25.
Yeah.
Did we score, Andrew?
Yes. Oh yeah. Like you burn a hole through the net. The goalie dives the wrong way, and you hear
Right. Try now.
Nella's just screaming like, "Woo! Yeah, eat that!"
Okay.
I'm gonna pop a squat next to I'm assuming this is the priestess, and say, "How's the weather down there?"
Mote will go over and high five Nella.
Yeah.
Okay.
Archers.
That's the end of the first quarter, guys, and
And I'm out of inspiration.
we will
We got other stuff.
pick up the second quarter next time.
Yay!
Yay!
I will note that I have bardic inspiration.
I do too.
Yeah, I have little
Yeah,
asterisks next to
It's good.
the two people who
So
have.
those things
inspiration.
are play.
Yeah,
Is that a D6?
those?
Right.
Yeah, D6, right?
Mm.
Let me write that down
Good.
too. Okay.
Nice job. Nice teamwork.
Yeah, good
Go
job, guys.
team. Go team.
Knights of Ceres beating those Sea Devils. Okay. Thank you guys so much for playing. I know we ran a little bit long, so let's do plugs and outros. Daniel.
Hi, my name's Daniel, also known as @LightningFast11 on Twitter and @LightningFast on Twitch. I will actually be streaming D&D on Sunday in my own campaign, which I DM, called Role Playing. It's a verbal pun, and we're about to get into some pretty intense stuff. If you know My Big Mood, she makes songs, and Mustang's Art, who is a quite well-known artist within the Dice Camera Action fan community. We'll all be playing together. And we'll also be uploading some podcast stuff related to D&D as well.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Hooray.
Soup.
Hi, I'm Soup, aka Soupska, on pretty much every social media. I do artworks, drawings. I've been posting a lot of little D&D doodles, mostly of our various characters from these campaigns and one-shots and everything. I will probably be posting some more works in progress on my, or maybe not works in progress, some previews of my zine piece. And yeah, so just follow me if you like some artworks.
Hooray.
Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. You can follow me at Liz Horan, HORUN, on Twitter. I'm sort of there sometimes. Yeah.
And Timothy.
Hi, I'm Timothy at Timothy Magic Twitter, Timothy McCown on Instagram. Making art, creating homebrew stuff. What's up this week? Just got back from traveling. Happy to be back playing with my friend.
Yay!
And you guys are winning.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That first quarter went really well.
Yeah. Let's see how the second quarter goes.
Good. Good team. Go team. Go.
Good team. Huddle up. I'm Andy Hatton at Andy Hatton on Twitter. Follow the zine at Dice Camera Zine. There was an announcement that it is been put on a slight hiatus, so follow there for any updates on that. But yeah. Lots of fun stuff. Lots of good stuff coming out from everyone involved. The zine. It's really exciting. It's very exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Dice Camera Action and D&D fan in general.
I made the bee spell.
You did make a bee spell. I'll be here next Friday for some Cartacus stuff where they're going to go into a creepy old house, and I'm sure it's fine.
It'll be fine.
Thank you.
It's the death house, isn't it?
It's not the death house.
It's always fun in the Hattonverse.
Yeah. You guys played a fun sport game today. I don't know what.
I'm having a good time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Nothing dangerous at all. You were only slightly misled.
The first quarter.
So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later.
Hooray!
Wait, I'm here too. I came to watch.
Wait. He's in the audience with a foam finger.
Go,
I love
guys!
that idea. I love that. He tagged along. He attached to the ship.
Yeah.
He'll come in 11th hour.
He's like tapping on the window. Guys,
the watching will be like,
But wait.
seeming to get the advantage, and Uzi will come in out of frame.
He's gonna be our key to victory.
Totally.
If Vinnie gets a knee injury, then Uzi is the alternate.
Uzi's just got like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar glasses on, like he's ready to go.
Is he like an awakened?
Yeah, he's at this point.
Because he was on that wizard.
At this point, he can speak common.
Awakened.
He has an 8 of like 8.
Right.
He's ready to go. But yeah,
I think he should join our party.
I mean, I'll always play.
Like Team Beta would be real mad.
Okay.
If we're traveling in the seas, I mean, he's a tag along.
Okay. I mean,
Just saying. He might be a good way to get rid of waste. Better than
keep
keeping
dungeons
it
clean.
around. Right.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.